Alright, here we go. Our next segment is beginning immediately. We're going to harvest these Gravitino balls and go to war with the Sentinels. It's an instant 3-star rating, by the way. Which means that they have the dog units, which we do want to take cover from. Those guys are exceedingly dangerous. Let's see here, what do we have? Oh, hey, angry boys. I like to get one injured because it calls in the repair bots. There's that guy. Yep, nope. No. Get down. You need a nice, deep, angled tunnel to fight the dog units. Unfortunately, we have a crafter, little pyramid head looking guys, our crafting units, and they will spawn new repair drones. Ow, okay, yep, there's the dog. This is the issue with the dogs, is they can blink into existence, so we might actually just have to retreat from this fight. Because the dogs can phase in and out of reality, making it almost impossible to avoid fighting them or taking damage from them. Unfortunately, I'd like to be able to harvest these guys, we just do not have the shield capacity or the various upgrades. Oh, great. We've been detected. No, they're searching again. See, and they'll phase into the ground and just be a general nuisance. The better option for this is to fight in a building. However, in these locations, buildings are scarce, so it's usually just better to take cover and wait for the assault to end. When the assault has ended, we can scan around. We did get one combat supply, which will be a huge help in future endeavors, as those give us salvage glass. Salvage glass can give you a variety of things, but a lot of the time... Okay, that's helpful, but not what I want. We do need to repair that. Okay, well, I'll take that, I guess. It's going to be very, very helpful. Another thing I'm going to do is, because of how many sentinels are at this spot, we're going to drop a little beacon here, because we are going to go and ruin every sentinel's day. We're going to hop in our ship, and we are going to absolutely go ruin the stupid sentinels and their nonsense. Now, you can find these pillars without getting those maps, but the maps make it exceedingly more helpful and just generally easier. And these sentinel pillars are really nice because you will get a little bit of lore on the sentinels. You get to turn the sentinels off, which will shut them down on that planet until the next time you either, I think if you leave the game or if you transport to another system, they will reset. But as long as you stay in system, they'll be fine. Now, that big guy clunking around behind me, we do not want to mess with. Those are their tier 4 enforcers, and they're just kind of obnoxious. Now, one thing to note is the voice of the hive is a note of this is an AI hive mind that controls all of the sentinels. And this is talking about how the AI is slowly gaining actual sentience. Now that the boundary node has been exposed, it's vulnerable, we're going to shut them down. Immediate shutdown is required. All units are disabled. Now what this does is it actually destroys all of the sentinels on the planet. Now their loot will despawn if you don't get to it within a decent amount of time. So that's part of the reason I spin that. Oh, I love the look of this little gun. It's not my favorite, but it is a good one. The only downside is you do have to repair these. But for now, we'll go ahead and we'll just take it. Worst case scenario, we can use it in to trade in for a better one in the future. And best case, we can just harvest it. See, and now all of the sentinels in the area have been reduced to these combat supplies. Looks like there are only 2 right here. So we'll take that. That hard prime engine sells for a decent amount. It is used in a couple of crafting recipes as well. However, I'm less concerned with that. Yeah, we killed 5 sentinels. That does actually help our rep with the Vy'keen as well. One thing to note, since this multi-tool is broken, I am going to stick with using this ugly abomination for now. You destroy these, they'll give you nanites and salvaged glass, and oftentimes a little bit of pungnium, which is needed for repairing and crafting certain pieces of Sentinel technology. But now what we want to do is we want to go back over there before it has the chance to despawn all the loot, and hopefully the minute it takes to arrive there is not enough to cost us the loot. Unfortunately, we got nothing good from the salvage glass there. The hydraulic wiring will come in very handy later. You need a bunch of those for some of the higher end blueprints and just different modules for your ship and your multi-tool. Down. I do wish they would add a way to sell your multi-tools, because you can end up with just a bunch of multi-tools and you really only need 1 or 2. Times are indeed sad. We were not able to get here in time before the Sentinel loot despawned. We will get rid of that beacon now, however, and come loot this Gravitino vault, which we can do with 0 interference from the Sentinels now. We can also now mine and harvest animals without any risk of interference from them. I'm going to throw those, all of this random crap into the ship for now. The silicate dust is just stuff inside of there. also good. So our next task, we need to still earn money, which isn't an issue. We have everything we need to get that done. One thing to note, we have a good chunk of nanites, so I will be buying the high-end module for the thruster. For the launch thrusters from the guy there. These are going to sell for so many units, especially if we can get them on a positive note. And that sells for a decent amount. Normally I would keep these for increasing rep, but we need to make money. One can end up with enough money in this game, but that's not till after you get a fleet of S-class ships, frigates, modules, upgrading your exosuit, all of that. Those all require a lot of things. What I am going to do, though, is the first and foremost thing is find our ship upgrade guy. I should be able to purchase 2 S-class modules for the ship. I'm going to focus, however, on the launch thrusters and the photon cannon. Because one always needs more damage, and I really like being able to take off from planets and it not cost me 90% of my fuel, because you will eat through starship fuel dealing with that. So, let's talk to this guy. Do that. Offer to trade. Yeah, I know I don't have enough money. I was just checking to see what he had. Unfortunately, he's selling rusted scrap at a premium, which is no good to us. Okay, you'll buy Mordite for slightly more. I should have converted that, but I don't feel like waiting around for that to convert. Take the livers. Now let's go into here. R5 engine, we're not going to sell that at a negative. Only sell that at a positive. You will take the living slime for 5.5% more. That's a win. You've got a negative on the Gravitino ball. These ancient keys stack for, but they also don't sell for much. You can hold on to them to be able to open the next chest without having to loot them, but there's always, I think, 6 around every single one of these treasures. So I like to just sell the spares in the meantime. Now you can make an offer on their ships. This guy has, it looks like a hauler, which means it has a little bit more storage space than ours. Actually, this one's an exact mirror of ours as far as tech and cargo goes. So we do not want his little brick ship. These things are kind of cool little needle ships. I don't care too much for the design, but they're almost always a high-class ship, like A's and S's, from what I've seen. Now, having said that, this one's probably going to be a C. Nope, it's an S. I do not know why these ugly little V-shaped needle ships are always an S. Now, there's no way we're going to be able to afford this, because this guy wants 33.6 million units just to exchange our ship. To buy it outright, we need 37 mil, which we're nowhere near currently. These are good fighter ships, though. They've got a lot of damage and shield potential, which is always nice. I like these more classic, like starfighter ship designs like these, even though I can never find a decent one of those. They're always a terrible, like, C-class ship. But, oh, this guy's actually got a B-class. We're not going to be able to afford it, obviously. We don't have any money, but this is worth keeping an eye out for in the future. 23 and 31. because it is a fighter, but it also has a good cargo slot base. But I don't know what that is. That is phasing into the world. Sir, you should not park your ship here. It will break. One thing to note, we are still recording. How long have we been recording? Oh, only 15 minutes. Nice. That is not bad at all. Come over here. Sell a bunch of things. I don't know why I'm even in this inventory. All of the things to sell are in here. Still want to sell that at a negative. That's unfortunate. You will take the fluids. Not a fan of the Corvex casing. The Gek relic being low. I don't need the Pungnium for right now, so we'll get rid of that. We will take the Gravitino, and we will take that. Alright, now what we want to do is we need to buy microprocessors. I believe I have 2 currently, so I need 3 more. 1, 2, 3. A good chunk of our profits are now gone. One thing we are going to do, and as much as, how many of these? I have 6. So what we're going to do is we need money, so we're going to buy 6 of these. I'd like to get some more exosuits, but for now, this is what we want. This little stubby fighter ship we get. Alright. Let's get somewhat organized. Our hyperdrive is completed. And we'll throw both of our warp cells into there. We're skipping a couple of steps, but the game actually won't let you skip those steps. You get to install it. Ooh, that would have been bad. We are not equipped to fight pirates currently. I really need to go back to this planet. Oh. Okay, so this is going to force us to find the recipe for antimatter. So we just do the scan. Oh. What planet are you going to send us to? I need to go to the other side of the space station so I don't accidentally get sucked back into it. What planet is this trying to take me to? I can't even see it. Okay, there we go. Oh, back to the planet we spawned. It normally doesn't constantly bounce you between 2 planets like this. It's a slight bit unusual. We do need more bullets. You can never have enough of those. Alright, so this is an approximate location point. So we're going to get kind of close to it. And it looks like the actual point should be this one. Now we're probably wrong, and it's going to be way off in the distance. Can't open these yet, which is unfortunate. They're usually full of goodies. Nope, this is the appropriate location. Phosphorus, magnetized ferrite. Phosphorus, huh? We will need phosphorus in the future. But for now, we can do without. Now we won't get the normal story stuff from this one because it's part of the main story quest. Anyway, so we can now craft antimatter. What it doesn't tell you is it also automatically unlocks the antimatter housing recipe. But we're going to do this real quick. Okay, that's an abandoned building. Activate another map. There we go. What are you? That's a crashed freighter. Activate it again. There we go. It'll only activate for different signals. So if you get one where you get the stupid building signal, just keep activating the maps until you get the actual signal you want, which the one we want is that distress beacon. But we are going to go to this crashed freighter first because the loot on those is usually pretty decent. Now it's saying to launch into the system really fast to be able to go test your hyperdrive, but we're not actually going to do that yet. First thing we're going to do is ignore that building, and we're going to pick up this crashed freighter and then the other distress signal. Oh, there's a lot going on over here. I'll probably end up running over those different points before too long. There are 2 crashed freighters here, by the way. That is ridiculous. The loot is going to be fantastic. So, now there's not going to be anything of actual value knowing my luck, but for now, pop those, and then, oh no, got stuck in a hole. Run away. One thing to note, and sadly, these used to give like technology and things, but now you don't get anything but some lore. What are you doing, pet cat? You can't drink the energy drink, you know this. I don't know why you sniff it every time. You take the sniffs, and then you look at me all disgusted like, because you can't drink them. You know you can't, so why are you being a menace? Oh, are you gonna give me chomps? Don't you chomp me. And there's the chomps, straight to the elbow, every time. My cat is extremely rude. Oh, a little bit of a laggy spike there. Don't like this. Well, I'm recording a lot of these videos in a loop. Unfortunately, the internet at my house cannot sustain uploading them rapidly, and it takes about 10 hours to upload each video. So it'll be about a video a day. I might be able to get some shorter clips put in there for when crazy nonsense happens. We haven't seen too much of that yet. It's usually always some creature or another phasing through the universe. I do need to wait for this radiation protection to refill before I trigger this, because it will ruin my day if I do not. Again.
Radiation protection.
And we learned from last time that the door lines up better with that corner. Still not perfect by any means, but the stupid panels are getting in my way. I kind of wish there was something that interacts with these little boxes, but they do nothing but take up screen space. But it makes sense for there to be random junk cargo lying around. Oh, free antimatter. While that is nice, it is not desired. So, what we're going to do now is get this little piece of loot here.
Ground protection fully.
And run away.
Radiation protection falling.
Now, while we're here, we'll go ahead and we'll deposit all of those into the starship. But I'm going to go ahead and walk over to that other crashed freighter that's right behind you. Well, this might be part of this one, but I feel like there's more to this. But I could be wrong. It would not be the first time. Also, I'm only missing, I think, 1 or 2 creatures from this planet. So, it would be nice if I could find them. There's some hazardous flora. Have we seen that type before? We have. It's the little slapping vine. Alright. There it is. Yep, no, this is indeed a second freighter. That's crazy. Of course it's low. It's always low. I don't have anything that helps with that yet. I got real unlucky with my salvaged glass pulls. Unfortunate. Oh, we are on the far side this time. Well, so we'll do it in a kind of reverse fashion. Alright, this is about as far as we can be. So, let's open. And then sprint. Yeah. And then we sprint some more. I am, however, going to go into here first. And just let my temperature levels stabilize so I don't have to use any of my batteries until I truly need them. However, I will use my life support gel. Alright, that's refilling. Grab the goops. And disappear.
Radiation protection falling.
And run away. Ah, see, there we go. I said, this is one of the best places to find those. It's just a free expansion slot upgrade for your multi-tool, which is always nice. Can I just activate this pod? Sweet. If we're real lucky, we'll find one for the ship, but I doubt it. Although, to be fair, even if we did find one for the ship, I wouldn't use it. Because I would just want to wait until we got a better ship that we were actually going to keep. Because I'll probably end up dismantling this one at some point. Because there are much better ships to be found. There we go.
Radiation protection falling.
Oh, cool. So that solved a bunch of that. And so for now we will head back towards our ship. What all did we get from that? Not bad. Not great either, but I've definitely had worse hauls out of those. What creatures are we missing? Literally just one, and it is, of course, a rare underground. The best way to find the rare underground is try switching between the north and south hemispheres of the planet if you can't find it on one or the other. And it's almost always going to occur if you can find a spot above ground that has the below ground fauna, like little plant life and things sticking up out of it. Oh, cool. My temperature will stabilize while I sit inside. Oh, bugger this stupid ship. I hate this stupid thing. Get out of my way. Those stupid giant walls. I'm trying to get over here. Because there is a cave here, and a lot of times the regular underground things will spawn near, they'll spawn above ground if you're near a point of interest that has the cave appearance, like the marrow bulbs and some stalactites and stalagmites sticking out of the ground. But a lot of the times they also just don't spawn, or they spawn in the side of the wall. I'm not going to sit there for 6 minutes. We're going to quick tap pulse, pull down, and pulse. Hopefully there's not an alien sitting with the ship. Because if you come up on an alien at a ship, you cannot claim the ship. Which is always a bit tedious. Because I like to claim ships for selling. Oh, look at that. A little stubby hauler. Those are pretty nice sometimes. They usually have a decent amount of cargo space on them. Their combat potential's pretty abysmal. Okay, see, this is what I was talking about earlier. That's underground land, and the little marrow bulbs and all of that means that there is a chance that the creature we need will spawn in this little spot. Might actually go nosy over here and wait to see if it pops up. After you fly a decent ways and then come back, it does take a little bit of time for creatures to repopulate. However, there is also a set number of creatures that can populate at a time within your field of vision. So, doesn't look like anything is spawning here, but there is a buried mineral formation, so we're going to go ahead and run down over there. One thing I wish we could do on console is alter the order in which investigating because he somehow saw me through 500 meters of Earth. Alright, it does not appear that the little creatures are going to spawn in this area today. That's a shame, but it is what it is. Because you get a hefty chunk of nanites for discovering every species on each planet. It's anywhere from 1,000 to the highest I've seen was 3,500. Oh, this is a B-class ship to supersize. The only problem is it is so busted right now, and we just do not have all the materials to go ahead and fix this up to make it worthwhile. I won't lie, if it was an S-class ship, we would be sitting around gathering everything we needed to make it as functional as possible. However, it is not. And therefore we shall not. Alright, so we need to pop our portable refiner down. That. There's some condensed carbon in there. And throw a rusted metal in there. While we're waiting for that to happen, interact with the distress beacon. It gives you a little sub-story. And then an option. We can search the ship for signs of life, or we can send out a warning signal. In this case, we're going to search the ship. I've never sent out the warning. Actually, no, I've never sent out the warning signal. So let's see what that does. Oh, it gives me a tech module. Handy. That is a teleport receiver. Unfortunately, we don't really have enough tech slots to make it worth putting that on there right now. Alright, so we'll come over here and we'll loot the little boxes. Go ahead and add that to my inventory real quick. Sweet. Process. There's machinery. We'll add that one in as well. Just some nanites. Now, where did that buried technology pod go? There it is. Do I have to actually dig for this one? Nope. There we go. That's not bad. Let's see here. Go ahead and add more. Not that it really matters, but get these processed just so I have enough ferrite dust. So one can never have enough ferrite dust. And while we wait, we can go do some exploring. There's a word stone here, so we can go ahead and harvest that.
Ground protection falling.
And we'll see what happens. Oh, randomly ranked up. Interesting. Why did that happen? Alright. Pop the battery. There's some oxygen in there. Oh, we are out of oxygen.
Ground protection falling.
Alright, there's knowledge stone on. Now you see this weird egg icon that's underground. We'll take a look at that here in a second. I'm gonna get this knowledge stone real quick, just to get that out of the way. And then we'll go back to that little cave. Are you inside of here? Okay, now. There you go. Go away. The milestones are obnoxious sometimes. They're good to keep for keeping track of what you need to do if you're trying to get the achievements. But once you've gotten the achievements, they just kind of get in the way. Alright, so we are going to go up down here. I've already found that one. These things are fantastic. You open them up, and you get a pearl. This is one of the few things that you can harvest without aggravating the sentinels. Although sometimes you'll loot the pearl out of the sack before you open it, and then it bugs. They have a decent little stack rate, and they sell for a good amount. So it's always worth grabbing those if you see them. However, now we are stuck in this hole now. So we're gonna have to go this way and see where the cave actually is going to let us out. But this is a good opportunity. It will give us a chance to get to more. Oh, never mind. We are just kind of stuck here. Okay, so dig. That'll give us a region to reach towards. I'll go. Here's and I am trying to be careful because I don't want to come out where those are at. Because if you hit those with the terrain manipulator, you will lose them. You do not want to lose the loot. Finding a good source of income early on in this game is one of the more difficult aspects. But if you can manage it, it's also pretty good. We're doing, as we're going to go, okay, we picked bedrock, so we're going to move around. Hopefully, we can come out on this cave that's over here. Oh, I feel like I've already been to this one. I have not. Good. We shall fill our inventory with the pearls. These actually do have some crafting uses as well later on. But for right now, they're just a good source of money. Now that the ship is there, so we shall burrow to the ship. So much silicon. Oh, there we go. Nice. Oh, that is a giant clump of sodium plants. You will very, very rarely find these, but you can find them in the sodium variant and the oxygen variant, and even the jetpack variant. I despise finding the jetpack variant because they don't stack. So once you've activated one, you can only get however far that one will take you. So it's just there you go. Oh, I can't. Get on, stupid tentacle plant. I am busy gathering all the sodium. That was a good chunk of sodium. That almost maxed out our sodium pool. Very nice. Ah, peppers. Unfortunately, I don't really care about the peppers. This, however, I do want. If every time I see those, I want to scan them again. Oh, gotta run away. They're on to me. They're angry. I was heading back to here, but I forgot. Yep. Takes so long to craft that. Alright, anyway, we'll throw all of that in there. Sell that. Go ahead and throw those into there. Throw that in there. Refill that. Refill that. And we'll delete that. And we'll craft a metal plate. Oh, we can't craft. Oh, I got rid of all my condensed carbon. Alright. That's fine. There's some right here. I'll keep. Yeah. What in the world? Not pay attention to my system windows. Alright, so we will let our hazard shield regenerate. I'll be back. Alright, there we go. I have returned, and we're no longer taking heat damage, which is nice. This thing's just churning them out. Add some more to that. Go ahead and take that out, and just let those keep processing.
Protection falling.
And there was something I was looking at, and I've completely forgotten what it was. Oh yeah, there's a condensed carbon crystal over here. We need the condensed carbon to craft the hermetic seals to finish repairing the pulse engine. You cannot leave a planet's surface with a broken ship without getting the pulse engine and the launch thrusters repaired. We got lucky, the launch thrusters on this one are already repaired, but at the same time, the pulse engine is always broken.
Thermal protection falling.
I also need to see, I might purchase wiring looms and steal the shield upgrade that was on that ship for mine, but that'll depend on what its value is. It is a black market shield upgrade, which is very nice usually, but every now and again the black market things will be like, oh, you get a 3% shield upgrade. Which, if I get a black market upgrade that's anything less than 30%, I just delete it. Alright, so now we go back to our ship. We've got plenty of condensed carbon. I've got plenty of ion batteries. One thing I wish I could find is some of the Na plus crystals. It's the same thing as the crystallized carbon, just a sodium variant. And unfortunately, I have yet to see any of those spawn in. So I'm not seeing any creatures I haven't seen already. One thing we can do is we can check and see. Okay, see, we're way up on the north. So something that might be worthwhile doing is to pulse engine around to end up on the southern side of the planet. But that'll be a task for significantly later on. We are not trying to deal with that at this moment. Right now, we are trying to deal with getting this busted jankety ship here off the ground. So let me look at this shield. Okay, that one is in fact worth repairing, because that is a 33% shield upgrade. So we will buy a wiring loom before we scrap this ship to repair that and take it. I'd like to keep this ship just because it does have a total of 60 unbroken slots, but we just do not have the materials to sit here and repair all that. Now, count here, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. See, it only has 12 available fixed slots. I can gather salt easily enough. I can get pure ferrite fairly easily. Gold and magnetized ferrite and chromatic metal are going to be the hard part. Might actually just claim this ship for now, but I'm not going to break it down. What I will do is repair what I can, which isn't much, because I need to harvest a bunch of materials for that. A ridiculous amount of oxygen, honestly. You don't need too much chlorine. You need, what, 10 chlorine for each of those? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like 5, so we need 50 chlorine, which is only 100 salt to make, which isn't too bad. Like I said, the hard part's going to be the chromatic metal, the magnetized ferrite, and the platinum. Paraffinium we can't find because we don't have a good world. Activated copper is just immensely difficult to find early on. You're almost never going to find it, actually. The other pain is going to be all of these wiring looms, because as you've seen, they are expensive, they cannot be crafted, And it takes 1,000 years to get the money to get all that. Unless you do what I was originally planning, which is to just scrap ships. I might actually still end up scrapping this one. Need to find a... Not really the closest copper deposit. Just 400, 700.
Extreme heat damage detected.
What was this? I'm just trying to look for some copper. Okay. That should be enough for now. That's phosphorus. Phosphorus. Magnetized ferrite. Actually, I do need to go to these magnetized ferrite deposits, thinking about it. Because that will save me a lot of time in regards to having to craft magnetized ferrite. And while I'm roaming around, I can also look for other things to harvest, like the condensed what you do this? Condensed carbon. Oh, and my life support's low. Everything is always breaking. Alright, we got 4 minutes left on this video. So we're just going to knock a bunch of this out. I'm probably going to do what I did before and just spend a little bit of time offline gathering materials. If anything interesting or unusual occurs, I'll go ahead and do a little short on it, but otherwise we're just going to harvest materials for now. So after I've gathered a bunch of mats, I will go ahead and start up again where we left off. So I'll catch y'all in the next episode.
Thermal protection falling.